super excited this morning. I received this package yesterday, but I didn't quite have time to get to filming the unboxing. And this has come from Khotang Khukuri Handicraft in Nepal. I've been very excited about one of these in particular. It's one of my designs. The other one is one of Barun's, and I'm not going to rabbit on too long. Today we're opening with the Real Steel Thor T101. And we'll just get straight in. See a little bit of brass poking through already. So this is kind of a double feature. This will be one of Barun's more established and more famous designs, and then my own. These are fantastic, by the way. Might even do its own review at some stage. Alright, we've got wrapped in the paper all of the rubber bands, but it doesn't look like I'm going to need to cut my way through everything. So we'll open this one first. This will be the Triankola, and then we'll save my super exciting one for last. There we are. It's looking quite good. So there we have the Barun Triankola, originally developed by Barun when he was part of KHHI. It's a horn handle, brass fittings, standard keeper plate, and a not so standard chape, brass chape. It's it jiggles a little bit, but the fitment of the scabbard to the blade is quite nice. Here is the blade, and it's the Triankola, so you have 3 chira or fullers. There's a ridge between those two, and it has come relatively sharp. I actually have come prepared and got paper here, so we'll see how the blade is straight out of the box. Yeah. She's sharp. She's very sharp. Very lightweight. Incredibly lightweight, in fact. And the spine looks to be about 6 mil thick, tapering down to about 3 mil, and then back out again to probably about 4, and then down to the tip. So I'll grab the scales and we'll weigh it. So here's this. Just check that you can see that. Yep. Alrighty, so we're sitting at, what's that, 480 grams. Very light. Especially because I think it's a 33 centimeter blade. Hold on, where's my ruler? I'm using a ruler today. I found these transparent rulers to be quite handy. This is my wife's. So we've got a 34.5. 34 from here, but if you take it from the longest point, it's 35. So from the center, I'll say 34.5 centimeter blade. And it is 6 centimeters wide at the belly. So for those dimensions, it is quite light. I'm actually very impressed with that. I mean, I guess that's why it's his most popular design, isn't it? It's got a nice curved handle for you martial artists out there, if you can see that. Nice curved handle. I am a fan of them. I'm starting to move away from them and going for slightly straighter handles. I still like the curve, but slightly straighter, and that's mostly because for utility purposes, the straighter handles tend to come in more useful. Alrighty, so now that's been said and done, we'll put that away, but it's a beautiful fit and finish. And the sheath retention is good, but it's not completely solid. Oh, that was the other thing to mention. And Barun uses finger choils on his designs too. And as I said in my last video, it's so you can choke right up when you're doing light chopping and light detail work. But I mean, this blade is just really nice. See how its balance is while we're at it. It's a bit too far forward. There we go. We're getting there. Sort of very fine. There we are. So it balances quite well. It's not jiggling from side to side. It's not sort of falling off. It's got a good balance to it. And there's the spine for you that want to see it. So you can see that taper, that gradual taper from the bolster down. Of course, it flares out again here because that's where the fuller is. All right. Enough about the Triankola. I'll play with that a little bit more later, but that's a beautiful fit and finish on that. I like that. Now for the star of the show, in my opinion, because I'm biased. Exclusive to my channel is Thorn. Well, that feels beautiful. It's a little bit smaller than the Barun Triankola. I've got my keeper plate. Yeah. So it's got my keeper plate, and it's relatively well done too. And my style handle, I call that the Fang design because it's got the two ridges here, and then you center. Bring it into frame. So it's got the two ridges, the handle shape. So rather than using purely the ring to retain it, the entire handle is trying to retain your hand in the center here. It's got another loop here, and what that's for is for you can either use it to put another piece of leather so you can secure pretty much anything, whether it be a Leatherman, a Mora, you know, like a backup knife, or you can leave it as is and you can actually throw a whole bunch of cordage through there, or you can, you know, strap on first aid kits or fire kits or whatever it is you want to do with it. It's an additional utility loop that you can use for whatever you want. You'll find this is the first time on my channel and the first design that I've actually received with this feature, but there are more coming, is the stitching runs along this edge. Now the reason it does that is it makes it ambidextrous, so it's set up for right-handed currently, but I can slip that off, flip it around, put it back in, and it'll be left-handed, which is fantastic for me because I'm a left-hander. Alrighty, and you've got some little carving on the handle here as well, if you can see that. They're called Harhari. I've probably minced the name, but that's what they're called. And let's see, the sheath retention is very good. Let's see if, there we go. And here's the blade. So the first thing I'll say straight up is my finger choil on this is a bit small. I can get the tip of the finger in there, but I wanted to be able to get my whole finger in there, so I'll talk to Barun about that. It's not a problem. It's no problem at all. I'm just going to make it a bit wider so people with larger hands can actually fit their finger in there. It's ooh. It's sharp. Very, very, very sharp. The tip might need a touch up. Yeah, the tip needs to be touched up, but the sweet spot's good to go. And the tip is also good. So that's good as well. Very light, super fast. Bring these scales back in and my ruler. So the spine is 7 millimeters, if you can see that. And this one doesn't really taper much until the end. About here it's at 5, but here it's 6. So it sort of goes 7, 6, 5, and then tapers down towards the point there. Which is fine by me, because it's only a 30 centimeter blade. This one's quite small. It's about the size of what a British service issue would be. And it should reflect a similar weight as well, I'd imagine. The handle's quite comfortable. It rocks back and forth very easily. Weighs in at 514. So it was 514. I think I got the weight wrong on the Triankola. So 514 for this one. And 580 for the Triankola. So yeah, I misspoke about that weight. So 514, very light. I'll give it a quick hone with my butcher steel, and that top of the edge will come up really well. Very happy with this. Very light, very lightweight, very fast. It's just that choil. That choil needs to be wider. That's the only problem. So I'll let Barun know about that. We'll get that fixed. No chakmak or carter with either of these. See how this frog is doing. It's probably a bit tight coming from Nepal. I'm going to have to oil it up to switch it around, I think. But yeah, and it's also got a unique shape on it, because I wanted it to stand out. I wanted this design in particular to stand out because I'm starting to ramp things up with my design, and you'll see more and more designs coming out that might not be to your taste, but I'm doing many different styles. So I've done some traditional ones, I've done some modern ones, I've done some hybrid designs like this one. So you've got a traditional-ish handle and then a modern-ish sort of style blade. Yeah, I'm going all out with it. It's got the continuous curve that I love. If you can't tell, obviously this is a single take unboxing initial impressions review, and I'm quite excited. Yeah, I'm stoked to finally have this in my hands. I've been waiting for this for a while. This one isn't actually mine. I'm not going to be able to test this. This was actually designed for a very good friend of mine, and she'll be receiving it as soon as she comes to pick it up, to be honest. I'm still waiting for my personal one to arrive, but I'll just tell Barun to widen that. Her fingers might fit that. I don't know, we'll see. You can still use that for a fire steel, even as it is. But yeah, I want mine to be wider. Alright, I've rambled on long enough. I'm super excited about both these blades. They are fantastic. Before I go, I'll quickly do the balance on Thorn. Let's see how, yeah, there you go. Again, it's not falling sideways or back and forwards, it's just sitting there happily, so its balance is very good. Cool. Thanks for putting up with my rambling, everyone. Hope you enjoy the blades. I know I will. I'll be testing this bad boy out very soon. I've heard very good things about it. Alright, thanks everyone. Alright, one last thing before I go is I wanted to show you what I meant by my ambidextrous sheath. So here we have it set up for right-handed carry. Now the beauty of this ambidexterity, or this ambidextrous sheath, is that now this keeper comes off, you flip it around and put it back on the other way, and it doesn't change where the stitching of the sheath is. Normally they have the stitching running up the back. With this one, it's the side, and that allows you, I'll take the blade back out, that allows you to change which side or what sort of hand you're going to be able to use for this. So I can put it on this way. It is a bit tight because I've got to stretch this leather a little bit. So I can either put it on this way and have it right-handed for a cross draw, or if you wanted to wear it similar to how a lot of the Gurkhas wear it, you flip it around so it's on its left-handed, but then you can wear it behind, close to your buttock, so that you can reach behind you and grab it and draw it out, like how you see a lot of the Gurkhas wearing theirs in your World War II photos and whatnot. So that's the idea behind this ambidextrous sheath that I've designed. It's not so much the sheath, I mean it's the scabbard because you've got the stitching down the edge, but it's also the ability to just turn the frog around to be whichever hand you want. That's why this didn't come with a chakmak or kata. You'll see some of my other designs will have the same sheath, but they'll still come with a chakmak and kata, and that's because I've created an integrated sort of sub-sheath within the frog for the kata and the chakmak. And you'll see that in coming videos. Anywho, just wanted to show you that. Thank you very much.